Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon news update. So this is a rather interesting one, and we'll get into why it is quite interesting, because this is going to be the next set coming out in Japan, which is SM7b. What is that set called? Well, it is going to be called Fairy Rise. So, what are you getting from that? Straight away, you're hearing the word fairy, you're thinking, well, fairy Pokemon, it's going to have a lot of fairy Pokemon. And yes, it is. So, what I'm going to be showing you today, as well as our next English set, which will be coming out, not Dragon Majesty, but the next one after that. It's going to be in November. As well as showing you that and giving you a little bit of information, we're going to be going through the cards that have been announced so far. Now, as I'm recording this, they have actually released all of the cards, but I don't want to do a massive set reveal just yet, because then we'll reveal all the GXs, and I want to do separate videos on each GX, giving my own opinion on every single move that they have, and checking them out. Now, you might be able to guess what some of the GXs are, and maybe not. But it's pretty interesting nevertheless. So I've put them in terms of orders. Also, they have revealed one Prism, but I'm not showing that until the other one has been revealed, which it has, so I'll do a separate video on the two Prisms. But there is some stuff that is rather interesting. Now, starting off, we need to talk about our English set. We're going to skip Fairy Rise for 2 seconds to talk about our next English set. So, the next English set will come out in November, which means pre-releases will happen late October. So that's pretty cool, at least we know that. But it'll be coming out in November. Now, I believe it was something like November 2nd or 3rd, something like that. But what is the set called? Brace yourself. It is called Lost Thunder. Very, very interesting title indeed. So, straight away from this, Thunder. It's almost as if, it's going to be a lightning set. Now, we already know that we're going to probably be getting the Zeraora set, which was in fact the Thunderclap Spark. It makes sense that that one is going to be thrown in here. However, it's a bit confusing, and I'll show you why this is confusing, because not only did we get this, this is the actual official logo for the set, so it is still Sun and Moon, Lost Thunder. Very interesting name indeed. I like it. And it's looking pretty interesting. We still haven't seen everything that will be coming out in this set. Believe it or not, there is a little bit of confusion, at least on my end and from what has been put in here. But I'll show you the article which has appeared online. So this was revealed, as well as telling you that it will be coming out, there you go, November 2nd. The 8th English Sun and Moon set will be called Lost Thunder. So it says here, the set will include Lugia GX, we haven't seen. How the heck do you say this name? Blacephalon? I want to go French here. Blacephalon. If someone can sort of do me an anagram form of how to pronounce that, I might even need to try and listen to Blacephalon. I really don't know. It's basically the Disco Ball Ultra Beast. Let's just put it that way. Disco Ball Ultra Beast GX, we'll go with that. We've got a Zeraora GX, which we already know. Tyranitar GX, we've never seen. Ditto Prism, we haven't covered that on the channel yet, but that did come out in Thunderclap Spark. Celebi Prism Star, not come out yet. Now, it does say about the description there, we don't really need to go into that, but it does say here, Lost Thunder will be based on Japan's SM8 Explosive Impact. So as you can see, that you can see the artwork on the top right there. You can see a small image of Lugia, and in the background there is the Disco Ball Ultra Beast. I'm literally just going to put it as that. So that'll be releasing September 7th. So that's just I think actually, if that's on a Friday, that's the exact same day that Dragon Majesty comes out in England. Not England, in English. So that'll be pretty interesting. The set will feature Johto and to be confirmed, including Lugia GX and Disco Ball. Lost Thunder will also be based on SM7a Thunderclap Spark, which released on July. So this is the one that already has been released. Now, the only thing that this thing does not say whatsoever is SM7b. So it makes no sense that they are going SM7a, skip the B, and then they go straight to SM8. So I'm really confused because it hasn't even said here the set will feature. It doesn't feature any of the GXs that have come out in this Fairy Rise set. So I'm thinking the Fairy Rise set that we're about to have a look at won't actually come out in this set. Now, if it does, it's completely wrong, and this article is completely wrong, which I really don't think it is, because most of the stuff from here is perfectly correct. But it's just weird how I almost feel as if they should have brought out this set, the Explosive Impact, before Fairy Rise. So then it makes more sense, because now everyone who's waiting for the English cards to come out will be like, well, when is it actually going to come out? When is it going to come out? Is it going to come out in Dragon Majesty? No, it's not. Don't think that. Dragon Majesty is a very much dragon-orientated set. Which then leads me to really, really get kind of worried that we're going to get Fairy Rise in 2019. Now, we normally get a set in February, so that the what they call the pre-releases will be in January, which is interesting because after they've done this Explosive Impact, they're then doing something called like a shiny. It's like a shiny thing, so they're going to reprint some cards, which no doubt it's going to be very much like what we had when we had Ultra Prism, where we had cards from previous sets that were literally just alternative artworks but the exact same card. So there is that to think about. It's going to be rather annoying if that does happen, but we're just going to have to deal with it. The main thing to think of, though, is that we're going to be getting all 4 GXs which we have covered before, which was Zeraora GX, Virizion GX, Macargo GX, and Genesect GX. Now, none of them are from Gen 2, except Macargo, I think. Yeah, Slugma and Macargo were Gen 2. That's the only thing that was Gen 2. Everything else wasn't Gen 2. It was continuing. So it's interesting how they've said it's going to be a Johto set. Now, if it's a Johto set, that means there might be a a Fraligator GX, just saying. But there might not be. Obviously, it does say Tyranitar GX there, you've got Lugia GX, and you've got Disco Ball GX. Now, my guess is that is 3 out of 4 GXs that we're going to get in the set. My question is, what is the 4th one? Oh, it's going to be interesting. But it doesn't say anything, like I've said, about Fairy Rise. Now, let's skip over this. We've discussed this, I've given my opinion, so let's have a little look at some stuff from Fairy Rise. So we start with this first one right here, which of course is slightly blurry image, but we see exactly who it is. It is, of course, Gardevoir. It's not the GX, thank God. So what does it do? So, of course, it is a fairy. It's got a HP of 130. It is a stage 2, and it evolves from Curlier, which means we will be getting a Ralts and Curlier in the set. So, the moves we have for one fairy, we've got Brilliant Search. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your deck, then shuffle your deck. Then put them in your hand. That makes no sense. Oh, I'm going to look through my deck, get 3 cards out, put them back in. Hey, well done. Waste of a turn. But yeah, that's not bad. Then we've got Sensitive Ray for 70+. That is for one fighting double colourless. So 70+ damage. If you played a supporter card from your hand during this turn, more than likely you did, this attack does 90 more damage. So it's doing 160 there for basically a 2 energy attachment, which is pretty good. And a choice band, you're doing 190. Possible weakness to Dragon, which will be having a big impact. Very, very, very much so. So this could be very, very interesting. A nice little sort of almost like a baby Gardenia? Gardenia? Where am I? Gardevoir. It's going to be like a baby Gardevoir. Obviously, you will have to evolve it up, but if you did want to put it in a Gardevoir deck, this could be pretty cool. A weakness to metal, resistance to dark, and a retreat of just 2. So not bad, not bad. But that's the first card to have been revealed. Secondly, we have this guy right here, which of course I absolutely love this artwork. It has to be said. It is a holo. Hopefully, it will be a holo in the set. Can't see this being a themed deck. If this does come out in our 8th, I don't think it will. But if it does, I don't think this will be in a theme deck. What does it do? Of course, it is Giratina. It's not the Prism, so don't worry. So it is a basic Pokemon, Psychic Pokemon, HP of 130. The ability is Torn Door, that's what it's being translated as. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may play it onto your bench, then put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's not bad. I mean, even if you got all 4 of these into the discard, brought them all out, you're then doing a total of 8 damage to possibly 4 Pokemon, or 5 if you wanted to split it. But it's pretty cool. It's not bad. Then we also have double Psychic and a Colourless for Shadow Impact, 130 damage. Put 4 damage counters on one of your Pokemon, so you have to do it to yours. It's kind of annoying, but that ability could be very nice. Could be very, very cool. Sort of help to hit the high numbers that maybe some of your cards might not be able to do. That will definitely be able to help. It does have a weakness to Dark and a resistance to Fighting, which is pretty cool, and a retreat of 3, pretty heavy. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty interesting card, and I quite like that ability as well. Very nice. So let's have a look at the next one. We have got an item card. It's a knapsack type thing. What is it though? It is an adventuring satchel. Very posh. Very posh. You use the word satchel? Oh, very posh. Anyway, what does adventuring satchel do? Well, you search your deck for 2 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty interesting. Number one, because this is a tool card, so you could, if you really, really wanted to, and be really stupid. It doesn't say anything here about you can't search this. Oh, it does say tool card. Ah, haha. Okay, my plan backfired there. So you have to look for tool cards. So that means Choice Band. That would mean Metal Frying Pan. That sort of stuff. Any tools that will get attached to the Pokemon. That's what you're looking for with this thing. So that is not bad. Helps to definitely speed up if you are looking for those in particular. Pretty nice. I'd laugh if that is a secret rare. Be amazing if it is. But yeah, not bad. Adventuring Satchel right there. Pretty cool. Next up we have this thing right here. So this is a pretty interesting thing because there's 3 different ones of these. And I'll show you them after this. But what is this? Well, it's called a Fairy Charm and it's got F, which means fighting. So it's a Fairy Charm fighting, or a fighting Fairy Charm, whatever you want to call it. What does it do? So you attach it, Pokemon tool to... Right, so basically it prevents all damage done to the Fairy Pokemon that this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's fighting, GX and EX. That's pretty cool. So your Fairy Pokemon is basically immune to a Buzzwole. At least the GX, not the baby. So any fighting Pokemon, this stops any attack from coming through from the GX or EX. That is pretty cool. Very nice little barrier there to definitely play possibly all 3 of these to sort of counter yourself, because these are probably going to be pretty big decks. Fighting, going to be pretty good. Fairy after this, probably pretty good. But what are the other charms? Let's have a little look at the picture here. So, if you can't realise what the symbols are, we have, from left to right, we have Dragon, Psychic, and Fairy. Now, bearing in mind, you are stopping a Dragon from doing damage to you, which means you are stopping stuff like Rayquaza. You are stopping stuff like Alolan Executor. We'll put that in there, why not? Anything that is a Dragon GX or EX is stopped. No attack goes through. The same with Psychic, the same with Fighting. This could be very, very interesting indeed, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to try and counter Buzzwole, which means Psychic. The Dragon is going to be huge, especially after Dragon Majesty. There's going to be a lot of Dragon Pokemon. Rayquaza is going to be huge as well, so there's also that. So these are really going to be very interesting. They can only be attached, though, to Fairy Pokemon, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. Fairy Pokemon are the only ones that can have these attached. But it doesn't have to be a GX, it could just be a normal Stage 2. It doesn't have to be a GX that you're trying to protect with these. It could be normal. So this is really cool. I like it a lot. Definitely very, very cool. But it's just those 3. But I think these 3 are very good choices. If it was water, I really just can't see the point, really. But this is pretty interesting. I like it a lot. So moving on from that, let's have a look at the next thing here. I'm interested for this. So we have combi right here. So this is something from, I think, Gen 4, seeing as it is number 415. It looks pretty cool, and the second evolution is pretty nice as well. So what does this do? Well, we've got, for 1 grass, we've got B-March. Search your deck for up to 3 combi and put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. Very, very interesting indeed. It reminds me very much of a Frogadier from Breakpoint. I think it was an attack as well. You bring it up to the active and you literally... Water duplicates, that was what it was called. You search for 3 other Frogadiers. So that's really cool. Now, as much as you're only searching for 3 combis, this thing has only got another evolution, rather than the Greninja line, where that would normally have 3 evolutions. So it would be stupid if the Frogadier would go and get a Froakie. But it then gets Frogadiers, so that's pretty nice. It only has 40 HP, which is a little bit of a worry. It is weak to fire, which is, again, a bit of a worry, because fire decks could see a nice bit of play with Macargo GX, which if this set does come out after, and Macargo GX has got pretty nice, and it's only 40 HP, so you only need to like hit 20 to get the double. That's pretty easy to do. It does have a retreat of 1, which is not bad either, but that's not bad. Combi right there, very cool. And then, of course, we do have Vespiquen, and I absolutely love this artwork so much. It looks absolutely amazing. It's a shame it's not a holo, but I'm going to say that this might be a rare in our set, if not an uncommon, at least when it does come out, which we don't know when it is going to come out. Could be in a 9th set, which is something to definitely think about. Now, if you can see there the attack, it's looking pretty nice indeed, but let's have a little look at everything else. It is, of course, the grass evolution from Combi. It has a HP of 120, and it does have 1 attack. Queen Command, 120 damage for 1 grass. If you don't have 5 grass Pokemon on your bench, this attack does nothing. Now, I'm not being funny, but there is a lot of stuff, and I mean a lot of stuff, that you can use to make sure that you have just grass on your bench. Now, if you play Leafeon, and maybe you get Leafy on turn 1, you then do the evolution thing for all your combis, bang, you get all your combis up. Now, obviously, you would have had to have tried to get the Leafy on somehow. Now, if you've got the Eevee, you put the grass on, you then attach, you use the GX, you have to have found all those combis. So, how do you do that? That is the big question. Well, the set is giving you the answer, because, after we have a look at this, we will find they are bringing this thing out. Which at first I actually thought was a dive ball, but then after second thoughts I thought, no, it's a netball. You can clearly see it's a netball. What are you on about? What does it do? Well, netball. So search your deck for a basic grass Pokemon or a grass energy. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Now, I am giving you the luck of all luck that if you manage to try and get maybe 3 or 4 of these turn 1, you play all 4 of them. You find your 3 combis. You find 1 grass energy, you place the grass energy on the Eevee, you evolve it up into the Leafeon, you then GX, all those combis that are on the bench, evolve that turn. Happy days. You are looking pretty sweet indeed. That is pretty nice. Then you've at least got 3 Vespiquens ready to go, 1 Leafeon, retreat the Leafeon, find another grass Pokemon in something, which is pretty easy. You could even play, and I know this is stupid, but off the top of my head, you could play a... what's it called? Virizion GX. I'm only saying that just for be stupid. But if you manage to get that whole thing, you've got all grass on your bench. You're looking pretty cool indeed. And I say you can't use Tapu Lele because as soon as you put Tapu Lele on the bench, that attack goes to poo. So you really need to have grass, grass, grass. So having these netballs in the grass deck, especially that one, is going to be very, very key indeed. And I have to say, I am crossing my fingers so much that they make a secret rare of this netball. Oh my gosh, I really hope they do. Now, I mean, of course, they didn't make a secret rare of Friend Ball, Pokeball, Great Ball, and Lure Ball. They didn't make any of them, which is really unfortunate because it would have been so cool. But I have hope. I have hope that maybe we might see it. I don't know. But netball, very, very cool indeed. We won't dwell on that too much. I think it could be very, very cool with Vespiquen. Moving on from that, we have this absolutely adorable Vulpix. I think this is so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Such a nice card. What does it do? Of course, it is an Alolan Vulpix. Can you guess what's in the set? So, a water, HP 60 basic Pokemon. The ability, Secret Shortcut. If you have any fairy Pokemon in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. So that's just 1. Any fairy Pokemon, bang, it's got free retreat. Happy days. It does have a double colourless move of Gnaw for 20 damage. Probably not the best thing, but you need this to evolve up into something. Now, I cannot spoil what it evolves into, but you can maybe get some guesses as to what it would evolve into. It has a weakness to metal, unfortunate, resistance to nothing, and a retreat of just 1. I mean, just for a 1 retreat is not bad, to be honest, but if you've got a fairy in play, you can retreat it. Happy days. You might be able to start with this with the game and not want this. You have a stronger fairy Pokemon that you can bring up. Happy days. So that's all good. So let's have a look at the next one here. We have got another Treecko. So if this does come out in our next set, then that means we'll have had 2 Treeckos in this set, then another one in this set. Now there is good reason why there is Treeckos in this set. Again, I can't spoil why. Anyway, let's have a look at what Treecko does. It is a grass Pokemon, a HP of 60. It is a basic. For 1 grass, find a friend. Search your deck for a grass Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, of course, you could search for the evolution from this. Find a friend. You look for your... not Sceptile, what's it called? It is Sceptile, isn't it? Yeah. Treecko, Sceptile. Oh, no, it's Grovyle. Oh, I'm terrible. Oh dear. Well, I mean, actually, yes, you could look for a Sceptile, because then you could rare candy it up. So fair enough, you could do that. It doesn't say basic, but yeah, you could look for your Grovyle. You could look for your yeah, I was gonna say Treecko. Your and I forgot what it is. But anyway, you know exactly what I'm on about. It's a pretty cool move, and I have to say, I like this artwork. It does look very, very interesting indeed. So moving on from that, we do have the Grovyle in the set, and I have to say, out of the other 2 that came... No, actually we only had 1. Out of the other 1 that came out in the previous set, or the one that hasn't even come out yet, that we're still at pre-releases, I prefer this artwork so much. It looks really, really nice indeed. But what does it do? Grovyle. So, it is a grass Pokemon with a HP of 80. It evolves from Treecko. The ability, Sunshine Grace. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a grass Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Now, that is an ability, not an attack. So again, you Leafeon, you GX, happy days. You then use the GX to evolve up into this. You then have the ability to then say once during your turn. Now, you can only do this once, but you can look for the grass Pokemon that evolves from this. So that's going to be pretty cool. You can get your Sceptile, happy days. The other move is 2 grass for Slicing Blade, 40 damage. So that's pretty cool indeed. Weakness to fire, resistance to nothing, and a retreat of just 2. I mean, you've put 2 grass on there. It's not bad, but 2 retreats? Eh. So, you'd probably be thinking, well, Sceptile's next. Well, no. No, he's not. He's not, and there's good reason for that. We're going to move on to this one right here, which of course is Rabbani. This came out in Sun and Moon, which means we will be getting Cutie Fly in this set, but they revealed this one first before Cutie Fly. And there's probably good reason for that. Let's have a little look at what it does. So of course it is a fairy Pokemon with a HP of just 60 for a stage 1. Help me. The ability is Mystic Buzz. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your fairy Pokemon in play. So, you know Guzma. You know Guzma, don't you? Yeah, he's useless. Yeah, if this is in play, oh, bye-bye Guzma, see you later. Now, it's only the effects done to the Pokemon. So if it affects the Pokemon in any way, and it is obviously a supporter card, it doesn't happen. Now, the biggest example is Guzma. If they play Guzma, it will not happen. They cannot do it because this thing is up. That is pretty cool. Now, if it did say your Pokemon in play, if it didn't say Fairy, this thing would go in every single deck, I think, regardless, because you would be able to stop Guzzlord. But because this is just a Fairy deck, obviously, if you do have a Fairy deck, you're going to have to put this in there, because trying to Guzma up something, and they can't, that is so annoying, and could possibly lose the game. So, this could be a very, very interesting one. It is risky to have a 60 HP Pokemon on the bench, but you only need 1. And you could just run to be maybe sure of this, maybe a 1-1, possibly 2-2, just so you've at least got the satisfaction that if one part of it is prized, you're not snookered to do this, because you need to get this going as soon as possible. The other attack, which I really don't think you should bother with, is 1 Fairy Stampede for 20. It has a weakness to metal, a resistance to dark, and a retreat of nothing, which is brilliant, because if it does get dragged into the active somehow, at least it can come out if it survives. But they can't Guzma anything. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty nice indeed. So, let's move on from that to the next thing, which is this girl right here. Now this character came out in Ultra Sun and Moon, and I think it was one of the last trials. It was the Fairy trial. I don't think it was in the previous one before. So her name is Mina. I'm guessing it's Mina. Mina. I'm just going to say Mina. What does it do? So, search your deck for a fairy energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So that is pretty cool indeed, because this almost reminds me of, and I know it's not even out, well, I say it's not even out, it's during the pre-releases at the moment, but it reminds me of a fairy type, the Masked Royale. Because the Masked Royale allows you to attach to your Stage 2 Water, Fire or Grass Pokemon. Now yes, okay, this does just do Fairy, but it's to anything. It's not. It can't. It doesn't. It can be basic, Stage 1, Stage 2. It can be a GX. It doesn't have to be a GX. It can be anything. That is pretty cool. So this thing, I think, could see a bit of play in terms of trying to speed up the especially maybe with Gardevoir as well. Trying to speed up that, because you'll have the ability of Gardevoir. You can manually attach. Then you can do Mina. You're going to be able to shove so much energy onto Gardevoir. Now, of course, hopefully this set does come out before. Yeah, it will. I was going to say before it rotates. Gardevoir won't rotate before this, don't worry. But this could be very, very interesting indeed. A very, very fun supporter. Of course, it is your supporter for turn, but if you lay for it, happy days. All good. So Mina right there, very nice. So, that is all of the cards so far. Now, I say it's all of the cards that have been revealed. Yes, we have seen GXs already. We know all 4 of the GXs. 4 of them. Now, you should be able to possibly work out 2 of them from this video. I won't say names, but I have given a few little brief hints. They have revealed, before this video I actually made, they revealed one of the Prisms, and now they've revealed both of them. So I will have separate videos for all 4 GXs and both of the Prisms, which I'll probably do together. Now, obviously, I do have pre-releases to still go to this weekend, so I'll have pre-release videos going up. Once they're done, and before Friday, when the set actually comes out, I'll try and squeeze as many of these news updates out, because I want to try and make sure they go out, give my opinion on them, because this set looks very, very interesting. But finishing it off, let's go with the Guess the GX, so we're ready for our next news update. So, firstly, we have that picture right there, that one right there, and that one right there. I'll give you a hint. I've mentioned this in this video. Okay, that is the hint here. It's probably pretty easy to get this one, but I had to do it. But yeah, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the cards we've seen at the moment. Let me know your thoughts on Fairy Rise. Do you think it will actually come out in our Lost Thunder set? Or will it come out in 2019 in our 9th set? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't see them putting 3 sets together, which that would be Thunderclap Spark, Fairy Rise, and Explosive Impact. I can't see all 3 of them coming up, but I could possibly see them taking a few cards from Fairy Rise, putting them in the set, and putting the rest of them in a future set. It's just something that I can see happening. But regardless of that, like I said, comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you think the GX is. And, of course, if you are new to the channel and finding me for the first time, definitely hit that subscribe button below. We got pre-releases of Celestial Storm still coming up Saturday and Sunday, which means videos will be going up throughout. Fingers crossed we can pull something better than what we have. So far, I'll ruin it. We've had 14 green code cards in a row. 14. That is all the prize packs and all the packs within the boxes. If we cannot pull one yellow code, there is something wrong. Because I've seen so many pulls, and it's just so annoying. But yes, apart from that, like I've said, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. We've got Celestial Storm coming out, and of course, we have... I'm still going to go over the Thunderclap Spark set. I want to go through the whole thing. We'll do a video on that and skip over the stuff that we have seen. I want to go through the Fairy Rise stuff. Then we'll have all the Explosive Impact stuff, which hopefully will come rather soon, because it will be coming out in September. So, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Very, very happy indeed. Oh, so cool. So, so cool. But I will leave it here, and I will see you guys in the next video on the channel.